Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, May 24th. It is 6:16 right now. Market's going to open in about 14 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a couple of things here to update and we should be good to go. Scan. A few more things here. All right, let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, I'll give a few moments for people to make their way in. All right, guys, morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, May 24th. It is 6:28 right now, or sorry, 6:18 right now. Market's gonna open in about 12 minutes. So let's get a few more moments for people to make their way in, and then we'll get started with our analysis for today. I think I'll start off with identifying the news for today first, and then we'll go from there. Hey, Glenn, morning. Morning, Martha. Morning, Hussein. Morning, everybody. So let's check out news real quick. So for news over here, we have Treasury Secretary Yellen speaking at 7:05. I'm going to mark that up on the chart. It's not an actual news event, but it's Yellen. So most of you guys are familiar with her. She tends to throw off the market a lot. She's big on regulation. So I'm going to try to squeeze some trades in before she speaks. When she speaks, I'm probably not going to take any more trades because she does throw off the market quite a bit. Then we have crude oil inventories at 7:30. We got two news events today, 7 o'clock and then 7:30, which is perfectly fine. Hopefully this will give us enough opportunity to enter, some sort of breakout on open. So not necessarily breakout, but liquidity push. So we got news over here at 7:05 and then 7:30. All right, there we go. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Maria. Morning, Karen. Morning, Nick. Morning, Akash. Morning, Daniel. All right, guys. So I'll get a few more moments for people to make their way in. It is 6:20 right now, so we have about 10 minutes till market open. No crazy rush at the moment. We're kind of just waiting for the room to fill up. As people join in, I'll go ahead and start marking up other things. Like I'll go to the clean chart, mark up opening price. And 8 o'clock right there. All right, solid. I'm gonna start marking up liquidity now. So it looks like majority of people are here. Hey, John, how's it going? Morning. All right, so I'm gonna start off with a daily time frame. Zoom out from here. that up. All right, so I'm pretty much marking up all of the untested high lows. If you guys are new here and you guys are not familiar with this, a market liquidity. Liquidity, in my opinion, is where these untested high lows are. The reason why I mark these up on these multiple time frames is because this is where people's stop losses are sitting, right? And if their stop losses are sitting in these areas and they've been sitting there for a while, that's where they're likely to get triggered. So if they get triggered at those areas, that's why I call it liquidity, because it's going to create a stop loss hunt. So I go from the daily down to the 10-minute, and then I make my entries on the 1-minute time frame. It's pretty solid. $30-minute. And 15-minute. So while liquidity is sitting on both sides, price hasn't really moved too much over the past couple of days. So there's probably gonna be a lot of liquidity here that will be building up over the week. I think by today, a lot of it will get knocked out though, because Yellen is speaking today, so I'm expecting, some movement. All right, so this one right here. All right, so we're going to check if this one's established on the 10. I'm pretty sure it's going to be established, but I just want to make sure, before I start to take any trades off that time frame. So you can see right here, I marked it up right there. There's a 10-minute right here. It's only like one candle past it. Typically, it needs to be about like 4 or 5 candles in order for it to be established. But it looks like it's starting to establish here on the 1-minute. So, we'll see where this ends up going. Hey, Jack, morning. Morning, CJ. Morning, Karen. Morning, guys. Morning, Maria. All right, guys, market is opening in about 6:20. It's 6:24 right now. Market's gonna open in about 6 minutes. So good morning, everybody. Today's Wednesday, May 24th. If you guys are just joining the room, market liquidity over here on the higher time frames from the daily down to the 10-minute. We're gonna make entry here on the 1-minute. Things to look out for today. We have 2 news events. We have Yellen speaking over here at 7:05, and then we have oil. We have crude oil inventories at 7:30. Then we have the FOMC meeting at 11 o'clock. So a lot of stuff going on today. Well, not really, but the main thing is really Yellen. She's the main thing. So she tends to throw the market off a bit. So you want to be a bit careful when it gets close to her speaking. It happens you guys will start to see. So when the market starts to move a bit funky, you'll notice that a lot of people are reacting to Yellen, or they're pre-reacting to Yellen based on what news sources are reporting what she's going to discuss. So we probably want to squeeze in some trades way before the time period, because if it gets too close, then that's where it starts to become an issue. Hey, honey, morning. Morning, Dan. Morning, Satya. Morning, everybody. All right, guys, market is opening in about 5 minutes. Pretty much marked everything up for the day so far. We'll follow through and see where this ends up going, but at the moment, it's going to be patient and wait for a lot of the stuff to play out. I don't know if that upper liquidity is going to get established. We might have to ignore that one, but we'll see. It might be okay, because even if that one gets hit, the next level is going to be up there. So we'll try and confirm it. Tyler is asking, will you be taking the liquidity above if it pushes on open? I mean, it's hard to tell because we need that to be established and it's not established yet. So I don't think it'll be established by the next candle. It's barely on the second candle. So if anything, it might be the next level above it. So you can see right here, it takes about 4 or 5 candles for it to be established. If this candle pushes up and touches it, then this lower high is going to disappear. And this is going to be the actual area of liquidity, the next level. But again, it's not too far. So like, you know, the next level is right there. So it's not really too far from it. So you can still probably, maybe if you want to get in early, maybe get in from this one. I wouldn't bank on it because it's a little risky, because if you do enter from right here, you're still like about 170 pips away from the next level. So I mean, I don't want to tell you guys to enter right here, but I know some of you guys are kind of might be tempted to enter a little early. Maybe wait for it to confirm and pass a little further and then enter. But I probably won't enter exactly at this level right here, because this is probably not going to establish on the 10. The thing here though is that it's establishing on the 1 minute already. You can see this higher high has been established right there. It's already pushed away about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 candles already. So there's a liquidity level there. It's just not a 10-minute level. It's a 1 minute level, which is not going to be as strong. So let's take a look at all the time frames real quick. Let's do a full analysis of the chart to confirm things. So looking over here on the 1 minute, it's currently bullish because price is above the pivots. Trend meter is green. Pivots are angling up. It's neutral right here on the 5. It is bearish here on the 10, bearish on the 30, bearish on the 1 hour, and bearish on the 4 hour. So overall trend bias is bearish right now. It's not necessarily bullish at all. It's very bearish. Taking a look at the fundamentals for today, it's currently bearish right now as well. Pre-market, it's down 112 points. So with that said, we have a bearish bias. So taking buys right now might be a bit risky, and I probably would be a little careful about taking anything there for a buy specifically. Looking over here at retail sentiment is currently 53% long. So it's pretty neutral right now. Not so, useful for us at the moment. It's pretty much neutral. So we'll have to, we'll have to see where this ends up taking us. So again, guys, I don't think this liquidity here is going to be established by the time market open. Market is opening in about 2 minutes. So this here wouldn't be a strong level of liquidity. The actual level of liquidity would be up here. But we do have a sell bias. Fundamentals are down, technicals are down. Retail sentiment is neutral, but it's, for the most part, it is also down. Hussein said, hi, Sean, you said earlier trend bias is not much important. Sorry, let me read you again, Hussein. I know your English is a little different, so it's a little. You said earlier trend bias, not much of an importance at open. Technically it isn't, but as I mentioned before, like why would you not take confluences into consideration, right? So price is pushing up right here, guys, on open. I didn't take this entry right here. Obviously, price spiked up and shot through it. But back to what you said, Hussein, it's not important, but why would you not take a free confluence, right? Like if I'm giving you like a free $100, you're gonna take it, right? If it's coming from a vet, you're not supposed to take it, but it's not necessary for you to take something. But price is pushing up right here, guys. So price hit that area of liquidity right there on open. See if it pushes up higher from where it's currently at. I kind of missed it, so I need to try to get in for a later entry, fortunately. I don't know if anybody caught it, but I'm gonna mark it up for you guys right here. I think it pushed up so quickly. Yeah, it was too fast of a move. I couldn't get into it, guys, unfortunately. Yeah, that thing spiked up. Yeah, I'm gonna see where this ends up going. I'm not in the position. I mean, which is fine. Thing is, spiked up way too quickly. See, Daniel said he took it for a partial. Nice. Yeah, I couldn't take it, guys. It literally happened on open, like market open, and it spiked. Well, it was already hitting it the minute before, so I didn't take the position there, guys. Like, I don't think anybody took it. It literally spiked up immediately on open. So I'm just gonna delete this here because it's not useful to us now. It happened too quickly. The liquidity technically hit before market open. So if anything, liquidity to the bottom side might be better. Here. Yeah, I missed this one too. I missed both of them. All right, let me see if I can maybe get into this later. So let me see. So I missed the first one, unfortunately. The liquidity hit prior market open, so I don't think we would have taken it anyways. Here it goes, price starts to spike back up. As you guys can see, the market is very it's very unpredictable when Yellen speaks. Yellen is set to speak today, so you want to be a bit careful with any type of entry that you guys decide to take, because a lot can happen here as you guys watch price kind of spike around. I didn't get into this liquidity push, but I am following. I'm trying to get in later, but I'm just gonna hold off on it, guys. I don't like the way the market's moving. It's spiking like way too far in both directions. Should have taken it for a partial. It's all good. It's kind of tempted to take it for maybe 100 pips. Like when the market starts to move kind of crazy like this, it's kind of better to just take it for 100 pips versus 300, because you could get in and out very quickly versus getting caught in these erratic spikes up and down. So I'm just going to watch it. I'm not going to take the position because the liquidity on the top got hit technically pre-market, or it got hit right on open. And then right now price is coming back down. I think we do have a bearish bias. So I do think price will come back down further. So I am watching it, identifying where it's going. So we'll see where this goes. Yeah, this thing is moving pretty crazy right now. I think price will drop though, because the overall bias is very bearish. So, but I'm more comfortable watching it from a distance rather than being in the position, because this thing is just way too volatile at the moment. Yeah, I'm not gonna fall. I'm feeling the fall right now, but I'm not gonna enter it. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't enter it because this thing's too choppy. So if you guys went for 100 pips, like I mentioned, guys, you guys could have hit liquidity on both sides. It's too volatile right now. So the 100 pips would have hit on the bottom side right here, and then also if you took the buy earlier, let me just go back to these levels. So there's two different liquidities here. The first area of liquidity here hit pre-market. So like this candle here actually hit it, and it was just way too high before I could make any entry. And then same with the one below. So the one below over here, I didn't take it because the market's so choppy. You guys can see the range right here on open. So if you measure the range right here, it moved about 1,000 pips within like a few minutes. I think price will drop because the overall bias is bearish, but it's not really worth the risk, especially on a day like this, because Yellen is speaking today, as I mentioned. Yellen is speaking today at 7 o'clock. And a lot of this crazy movement here is based off like what people are predicting she's going to say. If you guys are familiar with Yellen, she's big on regulation. So typically, she's not good for the market usually, but it's a different time. So right there, price is dropping lower, just like we anticipated, but I'm not in the position. Kind of just waiting now for this here to continue playing out. we go. It dumps down. So I don't know if anyone took the liquidity push here. It's still technically running. But as I mentioned, it's way too choppy. So I didn't take any of the positions, whether for the buy or the sell. I was tempted to take it for just 100 pips because of the news today, but I didn't take it. So the trade is still technically running. I'm not in any of these positions here. Ken said made his 500, gave him anxiety. Yeah, so right there, I would have hit TP, guys. So if you guys took, this is the actual liquidity push. It would have been a sell, not a buy, because this right here hit pre-market. So this candle right here hit it at 629, market opened over here at 630. So we wouldn't be able to take it. It just happened too quickly. Probably wish I'd taken this sell though, but it's all good. You know, like I mentioned yesterday, guys, and I mentioned during the mentoring session, if you don't feel comfortable about a position, just sit out of it. I was really tempted to like get into this later when price pulled back, but I didn't get into it. I just didn't feel 100% about the trade. If you don't feel 100%, you know, just wait and just be patient for the next possible move that will come up, because there's going to be other moves available. The reason why I was more determined to take a sell here was because the overall bias was bearish. Hussein asked earlier that it doesn't, you know, he said that I mentioned that it doesn't matter as much for to confirm the bias. But if you have a bias, why wouldn't you use it, right? Obviously, you should use bias if you have a bias. If there's no bias, then that's fine. But you should use a bias if it's in the direction of your trade. So if you have a sell entry and you have a sell bias, like, you know, why wouldn't you use it? So, anyways, there goes the liquidity push. This is the actual liquidity push. The one before was not the liquidity push to take because it happened pre-market. This was the actual liquidity push for the day. So if you guys caught it, great. If you guys didn't, completely fine. Or if you guys, it seems like some of you guys here caught it for partial, some of you guys caught it for a full TP. I didn't catch it at all, so I don't have any problems to show. But yeah, it was a choppy move. Retraced back a little bit, came back down super hard, and went exactly to where it was supposed to go. Right? Down in the profit. Let me see the percentage over here. Still 9%. Yeah, so I think price will continue dropping for the rest of the day for the most part. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna clean this up, guys. Next area of liquidity is pretty far down. Yeah, the next area of liquidity is about 1,000 pips away, so it's got a ways to go. I do expect it to continue dropping though. Probably even drop even further with Yellen speaking later today. Nice. Satyam said he caught it. He caught liquidity for 400 pips. Nice work, Satyam. Looks like Barack caught it. Satyam caught it on both sides. Total profit of 700 pips for the day. Nice work, Satyam. Let me check the Zoom chat real quick. Kenneth caught it for 500. Tyler canceled. Yeah, I canceled mine too. Well, I didn't even take it, so I had nothing to cancel. Dave took it. Nice. Dan got it, but he got out a little early. Six said he caught it, lined up with several other strategies. Perfect. Tyler said he had a pending sell stop, but he canceled it because the movement was super choppy. Yeah, no, that's fine. So it looks like, you know, a good handful of people actually caught the move. If you guys caught it, great. If you guys didn't, it's cool too. It's just, you know, play your strengths, guys. If you guys are comfortable about taking certain positions, take them. If you don't, then just sit out and wait for the next one. There's going to be another entry there. It's not the only entry for the day. I didn't take it because obviously I didn't feel comfortable with it. I was kind of tempted to take the buy, but then, you know, I looked back at my confluences and I was like, everything's for a sell. So there's no reason for me to take a buy. It's probably going to fake out and come right back down. And that's exactly what happened here. And there we go. As price starts to dump lower, it's going in the direction of the overall bias. So that's why it's always important to at least understand where the direction is, right? You don't need a bias for the strategy, but it's always useful to use it to your advantage. Like if you guys have an advantage, you should use it. Doesn't matter what it is, right? Whether it's trading or in general, like in life, you should always use advantages to your liking. All right, anyways, price is coming down right here. There's no entries for us to take at the moment. There's no high level momentum scalps, which is the other main strategy that we apply. There is just this one right now that is currently, currently running at the moment. See, Baroxa didn't get anything from liquidity either. Yeah, that's fine. Baroxa, I think I'll skip tomorrow's liquidity to see if I'll skip tomorrow's liquidity to see if it'll come. Maybe I jinxed it. Yeah, no, I haven't seen you on here this early, Barack. First time I've seen you on here this early. Let's see, AR caught it. Nice. Yeah, if you guys have profits post up for that liquidity push, feel free to post them up. Yeah, Dave over here took the liquidity push, total profit of 43.30 for the day. Nice win. Let's see who else we got here. We got Patricia over here, total profit of 3,705 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Patricia. Yeah, so Patricia actually took the buy side. She said she took a pre-market. Really quick entry right there. Great profits for the day. Let's see, Dejan over here said so he took the double body on open, rode it for 300 pips till it went down to liquidity. So Dejan over here took the sell, total profit of 3,060 for the day. Nice work, Dejan. Here's Barack, total profit of 1,004 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Barack. Vince over here said he got scared, pulled out early, wish he stayed in though. Yeah, so Vince over here pulled out a little early, still made a profit of 305, so that's good. As long as you guys made profit, that's probably the main thing to focus on, right? Winning and profit, guys. No need to get greedy here. Profit's profit, especially on a crazy move like this. Like if the move moved like super crazy like this, I would have pulled out too, Vince, if I was in the position. So great profit right there, 305, all wins. We've got Eunice over here, so it took partial on the liquidity, closed the trade early, could have held it for a bit longer. Total profit of 63.06 for the day. Nice work, Eunice. Yeah, so it looks like a lot of you guys here did take it, but a lot of you guys also pulled out a little early. Here's Kenneth over here, total profit of 560 for the day, all wins. Taken directly off that liquidity. We've got Kevin over here. He said took the push up, but shorted it and wrote it down because of the bearish bias. Nice. So yeah, a lot of you guys here took your trade based off, my analysis right there with the bearish bias, which is perfect. Yeah, no, I agree with it. And that's why the bearish bias is, or the bias is a good tool to have. You don't have to have it, but it is useful if you use it properly. Let's see, Maddie said might manipulate back up, then drop again. So Maddie over here sent me this link. Yeah, so CNBC just reported the stocks open lower Wednesday as debt ceiling drama stretches into another day. We also have Yellen speaking today. So yeah, I agree with Maddie too. Might retrace up a little bit and then it might come crashing right back down. As we get closer to Yellen speaking. Yellen is speaking in a few minutes, guys. She's speaking pretty early today, around 7 o'clock. I thought she was speaking at 8, but I guess she's speaking earlier today. So we'll see. How this ends up, obviously playing out. Yeah, no, the response is still the same. Hussein said, hi, Sean. I heard you saying a couple of days ago that bias is not very important at open. I was referring to that. Yeah, bias isn't very important, but it's something that you can still use. Like you shouldn't not use something that's useful to you, right? Like if you have an advantage in the market by looking at the bias, you should use it, right? If there's no bias, then that's fine. You can still take the liquidity, but if you have a bias, why wouldn't you use it, right? Like we had a bearish bias today and the entry was a sell. So if we had a bearish bias and the entry was a sell, it would make sense for you to take the sell, right? So for example, here you had a bias for a sell, but then if you had a buy, then yeah, you probably wouldn't want to take that trade. You probably would have wanted for the correction to the downside. but the trade today was a sell. Hussein, did that make sense to you? Because Hussein's like referring to like how he asked me the other day if like the bias is. So you asked me if it was required. Like that was like that was your question. Your question was, is the bias required? The bias isn't required, but it is useful. Does that make sense? The difference, Hussein? Because when you asked me, you said you asked me if the bias was required for liquidity push, and I said no. I said it's useful, but it's not required. So if you can use it, then you obviously want to use it with your entry. Like for example, entry today was a sell, so of course you want to take it to your advantage. I just didn't take it because it was too choppy. So the market here did drop down, as you guys can see. This was the liquidity push right here. Price hit liquidity right here. It came up a little bit, and I was going to make a later entry and just hop in right here and just write it down. But I just didn't like the way the market was moving. It spiked up initially, spiked back down, but we already knew the bias was to sell. Yeah, exactly, Hussein. Yeah, bias does add to the odds. So it's not necessary, like it's not required, but it is useful. So use it if you like, but you know, again, if we have a liquidity push and it's for a buy on open, I would still take it. I wouldn't necessarily just not take it because of the bias. But today the bias was very strong. So pre-market bias was like down 100 points. The technicals were all bearish. So when it's like this and everything's very one-sided, then you probably want to use it. But if everything here is kind of like neutral, then you wouldn't take it. So the reason why I use that analysis for you, Hussein, or why I gave you the explanation, is because for the other criteria is like if you're applying the other strategy that we discussed yesterday, like say the high-low scalp, this requires an overall bias, right? So if the case was there was no overall bias, then you wouldn't take the trade. But if there's no overall bias and there's a liquidity push, you're going to take the liquidity push because there's no requirement for that. All right, so let's see. Maria said double body. There's a double body right here, Maria, but it's not a V1 variation because there's no pending sell signal. Let's see. Let's scroll up real quick. All right, I think that's it. Yeah, no, you're fine, Maria. I mean, it's still a reversal pattern. It's just not a V1 variation. So you are correct. It is a double body. It's just not a V1 variation. So it's a double body, which is a reversal pattern. You can see right here, price kind of pulled down, pulled back up for retracement, double body, like Maria said, reversal pattern, and it comes right back down. So yeah, no, you're right, Maria. It is a double body. It's just not a V1 variation, which you guys can use to your advantage. If you guys are in a position, so say, for example, you're in a sell position, you see a double body, then odds of the trade correcting in your direction is very likely. So, all right, we're getting close to Yellen speaking here at 7:05, guys. I don't know if I'm going to be looking to take any entries when she starts speaking. If you guys are not familiar with Yellen, she's really big on regulation. She's the equivalent to Powell. So if you guys remember Powell, there's a lot of memes of Powell printing money. Powell's typically good for the economy. Yellen isn't. However, that was during COVID. We're not in COVID anymore. We're now going to a recession. So Yellen might be a good thing for the economy now because she's big on regulation. So if she regulates things, it's actually going to be beneficial because they can't just keep, raising interest rates and stuff like that. Like Powell's like, okay, we're going to raise interest rates, but Yellen could say, no, we're not going to because it's going to, the market's going to collapse if we keep doing that. So the tide has turned with regard to how we assume how certain people speak in the Fed, but they're the typical opposites. Powell is more for open market. Yellen is more for regulation. So she's speaking if you guys saw the calendar, she's speaking over here at 7:05. So I'm probably not gonna, unfortunately, I didn't take the liquidity push. I kind of wish I took it now because now I'm like out of a trade for today. And then we're getting close to Yellen speaking. So I'm not really going to be looking for any entries either once we get closer to her speaking time here at 7:05. Because when she starts speaking, she'll say one thing and price may spike one direction. She might say another thing and price may spike in another direction. My assumption is that price is probably going to keep coming down though. So That's just my assumption. I don't know. We'll see where it ends up going, but yeah, I kind of see it maybe coming in the other direction. Maddie said V1 hit for 10. So guys, the thing that you guys got to remember is that you can't take every V1 variation, right? There has to be a bias. The bias is bearish right now, so you wouldn't be taking any of these buys. I know there's V1 variation patterns that are coming up right here, but the overall bias is a sell, right? Overall trend here is bearish, so you're not going to take any buys. The fundamentals here is bearish as well. I mean, you could get lucky and take buys here, and yeah, you'll probably win those trades, but you know, how many times can you get lucky until you get burnt? So just keep that in mind, guys. You're not supposed to be taking any buys here for any V1 variations. You guys can take them if you want, but I'm giving you guys a heads up. If you lose a trade, don't be surprised because, you know, you're trading against the bias. The bias is so strong for a sell right now. Down 175 points. Let me just refresh this real quick. Yeah, it's down 175 points right now. Sentiment here is not very useful, but it is 54% long, so it is bearish. And the technicals here are bearish across every time frame: 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. So there's no way I would be looking for any buys right here. If you guys are taking them, I mean, feel free to do what you guys like, but I'm gonna warn you guys that if you guys do take any buys here, you're probably gonna lose a trade. You might get lucky for like the small 100 pip pushes, but if you're going for anything bigger, you're probably gonna get stopped out. Like for example, here, this is the one that Maddie identified for a V1. Like, yeah, when it hits your TP, this is why it's important to go for the small TPs, because if you can go for these small TPs, it'll hit your TP. But if you go for anything longer, it's going to come straight down. So here we go. As price continues to slump even further down. Yeah, I mean, this is all lining up with our bias for today. So like pretty much this morning, I mentioned that, you know, price was going to be bearish, and that's exactly where it's going. I also mentioned that Yellen is probably going to be dropping the market. She speaks here in about 7 minutes. A lot of people are dropping price pre-market. I think what might happen here is, so price is going to drop. Yellen is going to speak. Price will shoot back up, and then it'll come right back down. There's obviously going to be manipulation here. I think a lot of people are going to try to bandwagon onto these sells, but at that point, it's going to be a little too late. Like if anybody was taking sells, they should have taken them for the liquidity push up here and then just held on to it. Because if that was the case, then you had made a massive amount of profit. I kind of wish I took the liquidity push and just held on to it now. I was kind of tempted to do that. My plan, I was going to hold it until Yellen spoke and then just move my stop loss and profit. So if I was to do that, this is where the liquidity push happened. This is like 1,000 pip drop, right? A huge profit if I was able to cash that. Unfortunately, I didn't. I just wasn't feeling comfortable with the positions today or taking any trades just because of the market movement on open. But this typical fake out does happen very often. You guys can see over here, market open here at 6:30. Price pretty much faked out above pre-market, and then it spiked down super heavily as it continued to drop down lower. Let's see, Delicia said, Sean, where do I send my profits? I've been taking trades with you on YouTube for the past 2 weeks and been winning. I'm glad to be back. No, definitely, Delicia. Delicia, it's been a while. So you can send them in the public groups. I'm not sure if you're still in the public groups, but if you are, you can just send them in the chat. I think that's the main one that you might be in here. Let me see if you're still in this group. I'm not sure if this is you. Bigger Profits. I don't know if that's your username. I'm pretty sure it is though. I'll just tag you in it. You can just post them right there in the public group if you like, and then I can save them and then I'll showcase you in the profit posting later today. So yeah, guys, if you guys are on the YouTube or if you guys are anywhere other than the premium groups, you guys can always just message me privately, or you can just post your profits in the public group, and I'll showcase you guys later at the end of the session. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, if you want to post them up there, you'll see that's cool. Yeah, but no, it's good to see you back here. I've been seeing a lot of old faces back in the group, guys, so it's good to see you guys back here. I know a lot of you guys took a break, or some of you guys just try different programs, which is perfectly fine. I'm open to you guys trying different programs and all that stuff. Uh, more knowledge the better, but it's not always a good thing. So just keep that in mind. Because if you learn too much stuff, it's going to get confusing. Just make sure to remember how to decipher, different programs from each other. Karen said no trading on Friday. I think the market is open on Friday. It's closed on Monday though, Karen. So yeah, Monday is going to be Memorial Day. If you guys are not in the US, it's a US holiday, federal holiday. So the market will be closed. So let me check the calendar real quick. So Friday we're good, but I think we have Monday off. Yes. So over here on Monday, it's a bank holiday for the US, bank holiday for Europe, bank holiday for French, bank holiday for the UK. So it's going to be no trading on Monday. Friday we're going to be on here, but Monday we're not. Yeah, there's a public group, Siam. So if you want to join the public group, Siam, just go to if you're on the YouTube channel, just scroll down. It's right there. It says Kodi Kai Trades Community Chat on Telegram. Let's see. Javi said, I'm off Monday from work. And you finally get a day off, no Javi. I don't know how Javi does it. Javi works like 5 hour, like 5 back-to-back shifts. That's crazy. I don't think Javi ever has any days off. Said I forgot when it's Christmas. Yeah, Christmas is next week, Javi. You've been working too much, bro. It's like we're in December right now. I think the last time I saw you was on my birthday, right? October. All right, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. So guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. There's no entries for us to take here. If anything, if we do get an entry, it would be a high level momentum scalp for a buy. But as I mentioned earlier, guys, I'm not really looking to take any buys here because the bias is very strong for a sell. So if anything, I'll be looking for a possible sell. However, Yellen is speaking right here at 7:05 in about 7 minutes. So I don't know if I'll be taking any trades today. This week is a bit of a tricky week because we have some conflicting news events that are coming up and whatnot. So it's just a little difficult for us to take any entries here, especially on days like this, because the thing is, Yellen will be speaking. She's probably going to speak for a whole hour. So she's probably going to speak between like 7:05 and 8. And that's going to be our live trading session time, right? So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'll try to look for more entries, but for myself, I'm probably not going to take any trades today. Again, I took some pretty decent profit on Monday, so I'm kind of okay for the week so far. Of course, more profit would be better, but I don't want to risk anything by losing a bad trade or a risky trade. Anything past 7:05, I think, is going to be considered risky, at least until Yellen is done speaking. Then we have crude oil inventories over here at 7:35. So yeah, it's kind of annoying when they speak during our live session time. Typically, Yellen will speak a little later, like closer to 8. I think she was scheduled to speak at 8, but they moved her time up this morning. Because I swear it was 8:05 prior, and then now it's 7:05. So I guess they just moved it up a little bit. Sisuk said he's done for the day. Yeah, Sisuk mentioned Yellen, FOMC, end of the month. Strong rumors of possible rate hikes from Jay Powell last statement from last Friday. Debt ceiling increase, all set. Might take the rest of the week off. Yeah, and that's a good idea, Sisuk. I mean, I'm not going to take the whole week off, but I'm going to be careful. I'm not going to be forcing any trades for the same reason that you mentioned. Like if you guys are on the Zoom, Sisu just mentioned like literally all the stuff that's going on this week. Yellen, FOMC, end of month, rumors of rate hike, debt ceiling increase, just a lot of stuff affecting the market that could easily throw us off. Yellen being the most important right now specifically. Yeah, Kansas City's done for the day too. But yeah, no, I'll hang out on this live with you guys, but if there's anything that you guys want me to take a look at, feel free to chime in. Let's see. Shannon said, I firmly believe you are a US30 sniper. No one dissects it like yourself. Not sure there's anyone else to follow on this indice. Yeah, thanks, Shannon. For US30 guys, I've been trading this live with you guys for like 5 to 7 years now. So I've become really good at analyzing the chart and really understanding how the market moves. That's why, like, for example, today, I already knew price was going to be bearish because we confirmed the overall buys. Plus, we had Yellen speaking today. This all comes from experience. So I've been trading with you guys every day, pretty much every morning without any miss, except for those days when I like accidentally miss a live session or something comes up. So that's why I'm so good at trading US30. So I recommend, if you guys want to be really good at trading US30, you should just stick to US30. Like for me, I'm really good at trading US30 on the 1 minute between 6:30 and 8. I probably couldn't help you too much with like anything after that, because from my experience and from my data analysis, the market tends to move a bit funky, like between 8 and like 12, right? The second half of the session. So that's why I only stick between 6:30 and 8, because this is where I truly understand how the market moves. If you stare at the charts at the same time every single day for like years and years and years, you guys are going to start to see patterns like I do, and you guys are going to be able to act on it. So yeah, but I'm here to help you guys out. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. You guys help me just as much as I help you guys, because these live sessions really get me on point. I can be making mistakes, so it really keeps me on track with like all the entries that I take. And a lot of times it's better for me to just miss the entry rather than chase it. Like, for example, the liquidity push earlier today, I could have hopped into that late, but I just didn't take it at all. So it just wasn't worth the risk. Setim said, I agree. He is the best teacher. So helpful. Always. Respect. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'm glad to help you guys out here. Anyways, we have Yellen speaking right here at 7:05, guys. I'm going to stay on live with you guys to, pretty much dissect the market as we wait for Yellen to speak, but I'm probably not going to be taking any trades myself. I had a pretty decent, I think this week is pretty decent for me so far. There's a lot of trades that came up, but I only took trades on Monday. So the market is still fine. It's just, there's a lot of different news events that are happening that could easily, manipulate the market. So we got Yellen over here at 7:05. I'll just take that off. I'll see if there's a live stream of Yellen speaking for you guys. There should be. So there's nothing on YouTube. Might be on CNBC. Yeah, not really too much. But everything's pretty much bearish. So let's take an overall view of the market again, guys. So looking over here at the indices, the Dow is currently down 216 points, S&P is down 32 points, NASDAQ is down 102 points, Russell 2K is down 7 points, and the VIX is currently up 10%. They typically move opposite of each other. Looking over here at the technicals, everything is bearish. The short-term timeframes over here are bearish, as you can see from the 1, 5, and 10-minute timeframes. Prices below the pivots, the trend meter is red, and the pivots are all angling down. So with that said, shorter timeframes over here are all bearish. So we have a bearish bias with regards to the short term. Also here on the higher timeframes, we have a bearish bias as well. 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour timeframes, prices below the pivots, the trend meter is red, and the pivots are all angling down. So with that said, we have a bearish bias with the short-term and long-term trend. So technicals all around are very bearish. Fundamentals here are bearish across all the indices. And lastly, the retail sentiment over here is currently 53% long. So this indicates that 53% of retail traders are currently buying right now. So typically you want to do the opposite because the majority of traders do lose in the market. So in order for you to win, you just got to do the opposite of everybody else, right? The only problem here is that retail sentiment isn't very strong. This needs to be about 60 to 65% in one direction for you to have some sort of bias. Right now it's only 53, so it's pretty much down the middle, neutral. So we can't really use this today, so it's not going to be too useful for us. However, the fundamentals are bearish, technicals are bearish, the price is likely to continue dropping. It's 7:05 now, guys, so Yellen is supposed to be speaking. I would be very, very careful if you guys do decide to take any trades. I don't see any live stream for Yellen speaking. On YouTube, typically she's on here, but looks like she might be overseas or somewhere where it's not live streamed. Usually if she's in the US, it'll be live streamed like on CNBC, but it's not live streamed on here. So let me see. So Yellen is due to participate in a fireside chat titled The US Economy at the Wall Street Journal CEO Council Summit. So she is in the US, it's just they're not live streaming her because it's not like public info. She's just speaking over here at this fireside chat. So she's probably going to be speaking for like about an hour. So, I mean, that's pretty much the market for now, guys. There's no entries for us to take here. So if you guys start to see some unusual price movement, like say you see price spike up or you see price spike down, then that's typically going to be because something's going on with Yellen. So, all right, yeah, if you guys have any questions, if there's anything that you guys want me to review, feel free to let me know. If there's a strategy that I apply that you guys want to see, or you guys want to see an example of it, or if there's anything here that you see on the chart that you want me to explain, feel free to let me know, guys. It's pretty much open forum right now. You guys can ask me whatever you guys like. I'm not really looking to take any trades right now because Yellen is set to speak, or she is probably speaking at the moment. So just keep that in mind. I mean, you guys can probably even look up. There's a bunch of memes. If you guys are not sure, if you guys are not familiar with Yellen or Powell, just look up Powell memes or Yellen memes. You'll see that Powell's a money printer and Yellen is a money burner. She's big on regulation, but regulation might be good now. iPhone said momentum scalp pending or sell. We just need a buy signal on the 1 minute. Gosh, okay. Yeah, so iPhone said we need a retracement basically. So we need a retracement signal here on the 1 minute. And if we get that there, then we might get a momentum scalp. So let's see, we'll go to the 5. Yeah, we got a sell signal there on the 10. We also have a sell signal there. Yeah, so you're right, iPhone. We get a sell signal here on the 1, it'll be a momentum scalp entry. Yeah, Maddie also mentioned that we have crude oil inventories at 7:30. So we have another news event right here, guys. It's just not a good time to trade right now because we have Yellen speaking and we also have crude oil inventories right here at 7:30. So for me, I think I'm pretty much just going to take a flat day, not really going to take anything. I just keep thinking about that liquidity push. It was such a good move. I should have just hopped into it, but it's all good. Can't think like that. If you think like that, then you're just going to get FOMO. You're going to revenge trade. So if you guys ever start to have that thought in the back of your mind, you regret missing a trade or something like that, it's probably best to just get off the charts. So I'm going to close out my MT4 so I don't force anything today. But I'm also not going to be taking any trades. Yeah, man, it's a great discipline. Yeah, if you guys ever feel like you guys are going to get FOMO or you guys are going to revenge trade, just close out your MT4. If you have to delete it off your computer, feel free to delete it off your computer and just reinstall it tomorrow. Because The revenge trading is like everyone's worst enemy. It's crazy. Like I'll see some people be super consistent for like a month or a couple months, and then they start to revenge trade and they blow their account within minutes. Um, like Steven in the group. You guys remember Steven? I just remember Steven because he like messaged me the other day. He's like looking for a crypto broker for whatever reason. But yeah, Steven had like a good 3 month consistency. He didn't lose a trade for like about 3 months. As soon as he got funded, he started trading during Asia and doing his own thing, and then he blew his account in like a matter of minutes. So it's crazy, guys. It's crazy what FOMO and revenge trading will do to you. So don't be that guy, right? Let's see. Tyler said that liquidity was definitely a solid one. If you check the 1 hour time frame, you can see that area. Yeah, that thing dumped right through it, huh? Yeah, right here at 6 o'clock, the 1 hour candle that Tyler was mentioning. That was a solid dump right there for liquidity. It's all good. Can't look back on it too much. It's just, it is what it is. It's got to take it as it comes and then bounce on to the next one. Let's see. Satyam said, what was your plan for liquidity push on? Keep moving stop loss all the way down. That's what I would have done. So if I felt comfortable about the liquidity push today, so the liquidity push was like right here, right? Or was it? It was right here, actually. So what I would have done, Satyam, is if I would have entered the trade here, I would have put no TP. So I would put no TP, and I would just move my stop loss lower and lower. So as price moved down, I would have moved my stop loss to this next level right here. And then when I saw this new lower high, I'd move down to that level right there. New lower high, move to that level right there. And then I would just keep trailing it, lower and lower and lower. So if that was the case, and I entered, and I moved my stop loss to this point, then at that point, I would have guaranteed 800 pips, and then price drops lower, guarantee you like 1,000 pips, and it drops lower, just further and further and further. That's just how I would do it. Let's see. iPhone said I have today and tomorrow for my challenge. I'm at 787, 876. Need 10K. Should I just wait for tomorrow? So let's see. Okay, so you're in profit right now. I would probably just wait for tomorrow, iPhone. If you're in profit already and you pretty much guaranteed your free retry, I would just wait for tomorrow. For an extension, I think you need to be up like 4 or 6%. So if you're up by that much, you'll probably get an extension. So yeah, I would just wait until tomorrow, and then you could lock in like maybe one more win. And then from there, you'll just keep you'll get the extension and you can just keep going, because you really only need like a few days of trading until you guys see this big candle right here. This is probably Yellen saying something. So just be careful with your entries, guys. So even though I told you guys price was like, we had a sell bias, Yellen is saying something that's causing price to push up right here. So just be careful if you guys are looking to take anything. Don't chase this buy though. I wouldn't recommend chasing it. This could be just temporary. Let's see. Hussein's asking, hi Sean, do you usually trail profits or fix exits? All my exits are fixed. I typically will trail it sometimes if I know this thing's going to keep dropping, but a lot of times I'm just exiting. Because if you trail your profits, guys, you're just getting greedy at that point. If you have a strategy that is designed for trailing stops, then yeah, you then trail the stop. But all the strategies that I have for you guys, they all have a fixed TP stop loss. So you should be exiting at your fixed TP stop loss. That's gonna teach you discipline, right? Because if you just always do trailing stop losses and it's not a trailing stop loss type strategy, then you're probably just gonna you're either gonna keep ending up at break even or partial profit, right? Instead of getting the full profit. So I always use fixed exits. Yeah, Maddie said it's actually one of the worst days if you're trying to look for entries to pass. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Maddie. It's just not a good time to take entries right now because Yellen is speaking. You can see this big spike up right here. I don't think this is a real push. I think this is just Yellen said something good. Price spike, price up a little bit. And now it's going to correct back down. So not exactly the best time to be entering anything. Let's see. Daniel said, I'm happy with my profits today. Have a good day. See you guys tomorrow. Yeah, definitely do. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Here, let's see. Question from Hussein. Hussein's asking also, do you add to winning position and move stop loss to break even? There's not much on a website about trade management. My strategies aren't set up like that, Hussein. My strategies come up more often, so you don't have to add on to positions. You'll have multiple positions come up. So for my style of trading, no, we don't add on to positions because there's more positions that come up. As I showed you yesterday on the mentoring session, there's like 5 or 10 entries that came up with like within an hour, right? So there's no need to add on to the position. You'll just hit full TP on the first one, and then you'll enter the second one. Now we'll hit full TP. So you have multiple TPs that are hit versus, adding on to the position. If you're hedge trading, then yeah, you can add on to the position, but I don't trade hedging. Like I don't hedge at all. I don't really recommend that. It's not for the beginner. If you're an experienced trader and you guys know how to hedge, I know how to hedge because I used to trade that way, but I don't recommend beginners to do it because if you hedge a position and you keep hedging it and you just keep going deeper and deeper in the drawdown, you're just going to blow your account, right? Because you go from like 1% risk to 2% risk, 3% risk at that, a few moments later, you're like at 10% risk if you keep hedging in and the position isn't going in your direction. So I don't hedge onto positions. None of my strategies are hedging positions. That's a trading style. So that's a totally different trading style from what we're doing here. We're scalping. So we don't necessarily hedge in like that. Hedging is good if you're like intraday trading or like even swing trading, but not necessarily for scalping. You're going to get in and out of the positions quickly. But yeah, I mean, there's like multiple positions you can take. So like it's technically like hedging, except you're getting in and out at multiple price points versus, just holding on and average costing into like one big position. All right, let's see. Randy's asking, could we see some V2 examples in the rules? Yeah, I don't see why not. So V2 variation is right here. First, you want to confirm the overall bias. We can use this as a sentiment for today because, or we can use this because we already know the overall bias is bearish. So I'll look for some sell entries here that came up this morning, if there was anything. So basically you want to confirm a high low. There's a high right here. Confirm the high is a green candle and confirm the following candle is a strong red candle. So I don't know if this would be considered. Here, let me just show you real quick. Actually, I don't think there's any entries available right now because there's no pending sell. I'll go to a clean chart real quick, Randy, and I'll see if I can find an example for you. But there's none from today because you need that pending momentum, which we don't have right now. V2 variation. All right, so I'll show you this as an example. I don't know if the bias was pre-market, but I'll just show you this as an example right here. So you have to confirm the overall bias. If the overall bias was bullish, then this would be a technical entry over here. This technically would be entry. First, overall bias, we're just going to assume it's bullish. We can't tell because I wasn't trading at this time, so I don't know what the bias would have been. There's actually 2 entries right here. So there's one right here. Confirm the high low. Confirm the low is a red candle for a buy, And then you want to confirm that the following candle is a strong green candle. So this right here would be a V1 variation. It'd also be a V2. There's a low here with a red candle. It's followed by a strong green candle right there. There's a pending momentum because the previous momentum right here is a sell. So the next one has to be a buy. So this right here would be a V2 variation. You have that set up right there. Let the trade run. And you can see right there, it goes to full TP. Takes a while because it's pre-market, but it does hit TP eventually. So that's a V2 variation. Here's another one right here. Again, I don't know what the bias was, so I don't know what direction price would be going, but I'll show you the other criteria. Overall bias here is, I don't know, bearish or bullish. We're just going to assume that it was bearish here. You want to confirm the high-low. There's a high-low right there. You want to confirm the high is a green candle. This high is a green candle. You want to confirm the following candle is a strong red candle. So this one right here is a red candle. It's strong because the wick on the bottom is pretty small compared to the body. So we consider this a strong candle. With that said, you confirm there's a pending momentum. Next momentum signal to sell. You enter this for a short. You let the trade run. Goes down a little bit, and then it ends up hitting full TP right there. So super simple. I don't know if there's any other examples here that I can show you real quick. No, there's no momentum right there. All right, here's another one right here. So right here, confirm overall bias. Again, we can't confirm it because this was happening while we were online. Confirm the low is red candle. This low right here is a red candle. The following candle is a strong opposite candle, which is green. So low red candle, strong green candle right here. Pending momentum because this candle over here is a buy signal. There's no buy signal yet. Next signal is going to be a buy. You take this for a long position right there. Same thing. 1030 split. You let the trade run and full TP right there. So you can see within this time period, I showed you about like within an hour, there was about like 3 or 4 entries for V2 variations. And they all hit full TP. So there goes some examples right there for you, Randy, for a V2 variation. If there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm fine with answering questions right now. I typically don't do this on the live sessions. This is strictly for the mentoring sessions, but I'm showing you guys examples and breaking down stuff right now because there's no entries for us to take at the moment since Yellen is speaking. There's a V1 variation right there that I missed. Looks like Vince also identified it. This would have been a good entry. However, Yellen is speaking. So again, it's not exactly the type of entry that I personally would want to take. So this right here is a V1 variation that just came up. Double body right there. Short position right there. TP stop loss. Pending momentum. And then full TP right there. So nice. Vince took the high-low scalp that just came up right here, took it for half. This is also a high-low momentum scalp. So there's a lot of entries that are coming up right now, guys. It's just not a good time to enter, so I'm not taking any of these trades, but there are a lot of entries here that are coming up. There's a V1 variation. There's a high-low momentum scalp here. There's a pivot scalp right there. There's a momentum scalp right there. So about like 3 entries, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4 entries actually. That just came up right here. Also, there's a high-low scalp coming up right here. Ton of entries coming up right now. I'm not taking any of these entries though because obvious reason. Yellen speaking, but price is coming down pretty heavy. Yeah, no problem, Randy. Glad I could help you with that. So there is a high-low scalp right there. Again, I'm not taking any of these positions, guys. I'm just marking them up for you. The only position I probably would have taken would have been this one right here, which would have been the high-low scalp. But since Yellen is speaking, I'm not looking to take anything that's too risky. It's just not worth the risk. Smart, you got me yawning. It was my yawn indicator. Gosh, yeah. CJ said he didn't enter it though, just watching. Yeah, so it's cool to continue watching, guys. But entering it on your actual account, I think it's a little risky, in my opinion. I mean, it's up to you guys. If you guys are okay with the risk, and go ahead and take the positions. But for me personally, I'm not looking to risk anything here. All right, Martha said logging off. Have a great day, guys. Yeah, no, Good idea, Martha. All right, so we'll see you back here tomorrow. All right, if there's any other questions, guys, feel free to put them in the chat. I think we probably make better use of our time reviewing anything that you guys need help with, rather than looking for entries here, because the market is going to start moving a little crazy. I mean, it just depends on what Yellen's speaking. I wish Yellen was live stream, because then we could watch it, but there's nothing here. All right, Javi, we'll see you back here tomorrow. So Javi's logging off as well. See you back here for tomorrow's session. See some updates on the Ukraine war. Russia says it'll react extremely harshly to any further border attacks. He fights back in Bakhmut. Yeah, I was curious if the Ukraine war is still going on, because CSUK sent me a video of Ukraine, and everyone's partying it up over there. But I guess the war is still going on. It's probably just going to turn into a Cold War at this point. I think only certain areas here are in war, and it'll probably just turn into a Cold War. Everything's going to be like a cyber war, basically. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it seems like everyone kind of forgot that the Ukraine war is going on. I mean, it's pretty big. What was it, last year in April, I think? Yeah, last year in April, everyone was kind of, it was all the talk, and now everyone kind of forgot about it. I think the big thing here is the recession. So, see if there's any update here. Dow falls 200 points, the debt ceiling drama stretches. Yeah, I don't really see any updates here. At least not right now at the moment. All right. How much I take this trade? So guys, just a disclaimer, I still trade Forex sometimes on the side. I trade on the 15 minutes, just small scalping moves, but it's on they're longer moves. I marked this up. I was going to take it pre-market because I got up at 5 o'clock, and I was going to take this trade while I was waiting for the live session, but I missed it. Paid out perfect too. So the Forex asset that I like to trade, guys, is odd USD. I like it because it kind of moves similar with US30. So typically, if we're looking for sell for US30, it's probably gonna be a sell for odd USD as well. So this is the main Forex pair that I trade. I only trade this. I used to trade all the majors, but now I just stick to odd USD. I think it's the most stable out of all of them. You guys can see there's not really much any crazy movement. It kind of it's pretty smooth compared to the others. I know a lot of people like to trade GJ and stuff. I think GJ is something that aligns with gold. If you like to trade gold, GJ might be something that you like to trade. But yeah, since I trade US30 mainly, I like looking at odd USD as well. Let's see, it's 7:30. All right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. If the market continues to just go sideways like this, I think it's going to go sideways for the next 30 minutes, because I think a lot of people are doing what we're doing. They're just sitting out the market right now until Yellen is done speaking, and she's probably going to keep speaking for the next 30 minutes. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, it looks like I'll be wrapping this up a little early today. Sorry, I didn't plan on wrapping it up early, but there's just no point in us hanging around, because if we hang around, it's just going to force us to FOMO into trades, especially if we see some decent trades coming up. But I'm going to mark up this range right here so you guys can see how the market's moving. And you guys can see this is not a good area to trade in, price going sideways like this, especially if Yellen is speaking, because it's just preparing for some sort of breakout that may happen in the near future. And you can see right here, it's starting to push up pretty heavy on the clean chart. It's a little easier to see this range. Price pulled in right here around 649, 650. And it's pretty much just been ranging for the past hour. CJ said another high level momentum just hit. Yeah, one right here. So I don't know if anybody caught this right here. CJ identified it. Lower low right there. This candle right here was a buy signal, broken close past pivots 1 and 2. I'll put the criteria up here for the high-low momentum. So identify higher, higher, lower low right there. Identify a valid momentum signal using the momentum indicator. Buy signal right here. Confirm price breaks and closes past pivots 1 and 2. Price broken close past pivot 1 and 2 right there. And this is where you'd make your entry. So if you guys would have made your entry right here, that would have been a high-low scalp. Taking that for long position. And you can see right there, blast right through to full TP. Smooth. Let's see, Stern said Yellen just said inflation down very meaningfully. All right, she said inflation down. That's probably what caused a spike up right here. Thanks, Stern, for the heads up. That explains why this pushed up right here. So yeah, Stern said Yellen just said inflation down very meaningfully. So this is what I mean about things that she says can easily cause like price spikes. Like for example, if you were in a sell right here and she said inflation is down, this could easily stop you out. If you were in a sell position right here, this goes into drawdown about like 600 pips. This is why I recommend not to trade and why I'm not trading, because I'm not a sucker, right? I'm not going to get suckered into these like fake movements that are happening based off Yellen. So I recommend that you guys do not be suckers as well. So, I'm always looking out for you guys. If I think the market's not a good time to trade, I'm going to let you guys know. I'm not just going to tell you guys to keep going because it's crazy. Like I've seen a lot. I haven't been in any other groups, but I've heard from other people in other groups that there's certain trading groups that actually encourage people to trade during news, which is crazy. It just blows my mind. Because you're just gambling when you're trading news. Unless you're like huge on fundamentals and you really know macroeconomics, then you can take bigger moves during news. But people who are trading on the 1 minute chart or even the 5 minute chart for news, it's like straight gambling because you really can't predict what's going to happen next. But if you're an economist and you know how to trade macroeconomics and microeconomics and you understand how the market moves on a bigger scale, then yeah, you can trade news on a higher time frame, but not the 1 minute. 1 minute and 5 minute is not for it's not meant for news trading. I think Maddie over here, he sent me a video of this guy. It's crazy. He made like 20K during like FOMC, but this guy was like screaming like a chicken, like he was like a chicken got his head cut off and running around. Like he was so excited and so happy that he was winning like 20K, but it was all luck. I don't like trading with luck. I like trading with skill. So for me personally, I don't like taking these risky trades during news events. Like you guys can get lucky like trading news, but how lucky can you get until you end up blowing your account? That's the way I see it. So for me, I just stay away from news in general. Yeah, Maddie, I was just thinking about that video you sent me yesterday. It's crazy. He made a lot of profit, but it's like, how many times can you get lucky until you end up blowing your account? Because I used to trade news before too. I used to be like one of those guys. I would like wait for like NFP and I'm like, okay, if price reaches this point, then I'm going to take a buy. Or if this price reaches this point, I'm going to take a sell. And I'm sure you guys have seen that before. You guys try to trade news and you're like, oh, if price gets down to this level down here, I'm going to enter a sell. And then as soon as you enter that sell right there, this is always what happens, right? Price comes down, pulls up, goes down a little lower, and then it reverses on you completely and you just blow your account. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah, if you guys watch like Instagram traders and stuff like that, or TikTok traders, just be careful. Akash is asking, were you successful right away with trading? Definitely not. I've been trading for like 10 years now, over 10 years. So it's been a work in progress. I mean, even till today, it's still a work in progress. The only thing is that I've gotten a lot better in the past like 5 to 7 years. I started trading with you guys here live. Trading live really made the difference because it holds me accountable. I can't make mistakes. I can't like lose trades. It has obviously a big effect. Let's see. Yeah, I just read your message as well, Maddie. Let's see. Yeah, C6 said even if you have fundamentals down, you're still gambling unless you're positioning on a higher time frame. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Sisu. 100%. Let's see. Akash said, how long did it take? It takes forever, Akash. Like trading is not something you get overnight. And it's not something that you ever fully get. The market's always evolving. So you just get better at analyzing the market. So even though I've been trading for over 10 years, it doesn't mean that I'm the best at this, right? I might be like really good at trading US30 on the 1 minute time frame between 6:30 and 8, but it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to keep doing like I'm going to be this good tomorrow or like the next week, because the market is always adapting. The thing with me is that I've been trading for so long that I'm able to adapt with the market. If I see the market moving directional, then I'll use my directional strategies. If the market's going sideways, we're going to use something like a SR rejection scalp, right? A sideways strategy, like the one I apply here on this chart. So, I mean, no, not everybody learns at the same pace. Like for me, I learned slow because I never had a mentorship. I never paid for a course, never paid for any mentorship. So I kind of learned everything on my own. So it was a good thing because I was able to really understand everything on another level, right? You know, the thing with you guys here that you guys have me as a resource, so I can literally give you guys a shortcut. So if you're learning with me, you can learn a lot quicker because I'm going to take out all the fluff. I'm just telling you exactly what you need to know. I'm not telling you like to learn everything. Like I don't trade supply and demand. A lot of people trade supply and demand. I'm not going to teach you that. Yeah, sure, it works for like some cases, but I'm not going to teach you that because it's not something that I apply. So it just depends on like you, Akash. Like I could be teaching you stuff from like A to Z and you could still not get it. There's people in this group that are like that. I've been teaching them for like years and they still don't get it. There's some people like Maddie over here. I taught him how to do something and he learned how to do it within like a couple of weeks or like a couple months. So not everybody's on the same level. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends on you. I mean, I don't know how good you are at learning. So if you're good at learning and understanding and paying attention, then you might learn a lot quicker than others. If you're not, it might take you longer, but eventually if you keep working at it, you'll get better. It's just up to it's up to you. I can't tell you how long it's going to take for you to get better. I mean, it could take a year, it can take 10 years, who knows? Yeah, so like one thing that Maria mentioned right here, she mentioned that when people trade news, they typically have two accounts. They have one account that buys and one account that sells. The only account that they show is the one that wins. So be careful, guys, when you guys are following certain traders. Let's see, Brock's asking if they're still talking. I have no idea, Brock. If you have the live stream, you can check. I don't have the live stream, so I can't tell. Stern, are you still watching the Yellen? I don't know if she's still speaking there. Yeah, Koch said it gives perspective. If someone like you took years to get good at it, I need to be patient. Yeah, no, you need to be patient, Koch. Everyone learns at different levels. So the thing with me is I never had a mentor though. So I had to learn everything on my own. But you guys have me here, so it's a different case for you guys. Because if you guys have any questions, you guys can just pop into the chat and I can answer it. So you don't have to go search through different forums or different YouTube videos or trial and error. I had to do everything on my own. So that's why for me it took longer because I didn't have help. I didn't have a community or anything like that. I just kind of did everything by myself. But then it's kind of beneficial because then now I know how to do everything on my own. Yeah, Brock said, like him, I can't think of supply and demand in the same line of thought with liquidity. It has to be either one. Yeah, exactly. That's why I always recommend if you guys want to follow someone who trades and you find someone that trades the way that you want to trade, just follow them, whether it be me or somebody else. Just find one person that you really like to follow and just stick with that person, because if you try to learn from different people, it's just going to screw with your thought process. You're not going to get good at anything. You're just going to suck at everything because you're going to keep confusing things and making mistakes. All right, so CERN said that they're now talking about the debt ceiling, Barack. So they are still speaking. And that's why price is just going up and down right now, because there's no direction. So, all right, guys, it's 7:41 right now. It's getting close to 8 o'clock. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I think I'm going to wrap this up soon because it is getting close to 8. Plus, I don't expect to take any trades, for the rest of the session. So if there's any other questions, guys, feel free to put them in the chat. If I missed any of your questions, just drop them in the chat again. Again, I'm here to help you guys out. So whatever you guys need help with, drop any question and I'll answer whatever you guys need clarification on. Again, if you guys are new here and you guys want access to these strategies that we talked about today, just go to our website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here. And this will give you access to the free intro course, which pretty much has videos on all of these strategies. Also, if you guys want to rewatch any of the previous live sessions, just go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/kodikaitrades. We had a mentoring session yesterday, guys. It was a really good mentoring session. It covered a lot of stuff with regard to a lot of the strategies that we apply here in the live session. And if you guys want to review that, just go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/kodikaitrades, and then pull up the mentoring session from yesterday, May 23rd. Let me see the chat real quick, see if there's anything else that we're missing here. We got some more profits over here from Barack. So Barack locked in 3,989 for the day on this account, all wins. So nice work right there, Barack. And then his second account over here, total profit of 11,755 for the day, all wins as well. So great work right there, Barack. We've got Aiden over here, total profit of 3,350 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Aiden. Aiden said, yeah, done for the day, just took that high low. Thanks, Sean. Definitely, Aiden. Great profit right there by you as well. We've got, let's see, we've got CSUK over here, total profit of 5,722 for the day, all wins. Nice work, CSUK. We have CSUK's second account, total profit of 5,572 as well. Nice work right there, CSUK. And then we have CSUK's third account, total profit of 5,422 for the day, all wins, all sells too. So where we're holding those trades, CSUK. Some more profits here, 6,872, 6,172, all wins. And CSUK's third account, total profit of 5,822 for the day, all wins. So great work right there, CSUK. We got Maddie over here, total profit of 1,330 for the day, all wins. Maddie took a high-low sell and also liquidity from earlier this morning. And then we have Kip over here, total profit of 5,135 for the day, all wins. So nice work right there, Kip. Yeah, so you guys did pretty good. I didn't take any trades myself. It looks like a lot of you guys here took trades based off my analysis, some of the liquidity pushes, some of the other trades that I marked up, and you guys locked in some pretty good profit. Vincent over here as well, total profit of 510 for the day, all wins. Nice work right there, Vincent. And Nathan over here, total profit. He said he got in late again on liquidity, gonna hop off because it feels like he's gonna revenge trade. So smart move right there, Nathan. So Nathan right there, he thought about it. He took the buy earlier on open, which he probably should have skipped. And then he took the sells to recoup some of those losses. And now he's just gonna call it a day. So solid work right there, Nathan. Here's Maddie, 1,130 for the day. Here's Patricia, total profit of 1,768 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Patricia. And then we have Delicia over here, total profit of 3,972 for the day, all wins. Nice work right there. That's just from today. And then for the week so far, Delicia is up 10,212. Crazy week so far for Delicia. And good to see her back here in the group. Yeah, Delicia is one of the old members. She was a member from when we started a long time ago. she kind of like stepped away for a bit, came back, and now she's up 10K for the week. So nice work right there, Delicia. And it's good to see a lot of you guys back here in the group. I know I haven't seen you guys or talked to you guys in a while, but a lot of you guys are returning, especially after realizing that I'm doing live trading now. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. You guys can email me, Sean@KodiTaiTrades.com, or you guys can message me on Telegram. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session as we continue on with this trading week.